What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a very, and I mean very late review of Abbott Elementary, Season 3, Episode 11. This episode was titled Double Date, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this episode or any other episode on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Abbott Elementary, shall we? All right, you guys, so you guys know the season is winding down. I think we have 2 more episodes after this one. I think we have 2 more episodes left, because I think it was 14 episodes this season. So episode 12 is next week, and then 13 and 14. So far, I will say season 3 of Abbott has been really good. I have enjoyed it immensely. So this episode, we open up and we see Janine is back at Abbott and everybody is treating her just like, hey, it ain't like, welcome back, Janine. Janine is back, right? The only person who was, I guess, a little happy to see her was Gregory, because he went to her classroom. He saw some flowers on her desk. She said they were from the district. He went to ask her for some glitter glue sticks, I believe. Yeah. So she gave him the glue sticks, right? Now, we're in the teacher's lounge, and we find out that there is a book club, right? Because Barbara was reading a book, and Jacob asked, well, who's in this book club? So we find out Ms. Inez is in the book club, Barbara, Melissa, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Morton. And Jacob was like, Morton? And then Morton was looking at him looking like, because you guys remember, Mr. Morton and Jacob don't like each other. Then we found out that Ava has named the book club AARB. And you may be asking yourself, what does that stand for? It stands for Ava's Ava and her reading bitches. I was like, oh my God. But it's clever and it's very funny. But Ava and her reading bitches. So we then see as Jacob had a conversation with Gregory. So you guys remember the episode where they were doing the certifications for CPR, right? When Janine was going back and forth between that class and the district, when she punted that damn dummy. Well, Jacob is still dating Ivy, so he and Ivy are going to be going on a date. So Ivy has a friend that he works with, and so they're going to be doing it. Jacob wants Gregory to do a double date, and Gregory agrees to the double date. Should Gregory have agreed to that double date? Not really. Now, we get to the book club, right? And this is an odd pair. Like I said, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Morton, Barbara, Melissa, Ms. Inez, and Ava, of all people, right? But then you got Mr. Morton. So this book is post-apocalyptic, right? And Mr. Morton literally stood out like a sore thumb. So the reason that Mr. Morton is doing this is because I guess he's having some marital issues and he's in couples counseling with his wife. But listening to him talking in this book club, I was like, you might be heading for a divorce, sir. Just putting that out there. You may be heading for a divorce. So then they talk about, what their skill set would be at the end, in a post-apocalyptic world. Ms. Inez can, take somebody out with her bare hands. Ava feels like she would be a good leader. Absolutely not. Mr. Johnson said he can fish with a plunger. That's interesting. Mr. Morton says, he says he's funny and he knows science, and Ava's like, you're not funny, and all you know is the periodic table and tectonic plates, right? Barbara, you guys know Barbara, she's all about her Lord and Savior, and I forgot what Melissa said. I mean, we all know Melissa's family. They, we believe that they're mob affiliated. We don't know that, but yeah. So Melissa, so that was that. Yeah, I wouldn't if I were in a post-apocalyptic world with any of these people in this particular group. Who God, it would be none of them. Because when I look at Barbara, if you guys ever watched The Walking Dead, there was a priest that joined the group, and he was so scary in the beginning because he still had his ideals of religion and everything. But again, we're in a post-apocalyptic world, and you know things are happening. So yeah, you kind of got to throw the bot. Unfortunately, in that kind of world, I would think, especially if you're living in a world like The Walking Dead, you would have to throw some things to the wayside and be like, it's survival of the fittest. So I wouldn't go with Barbara. I probably would go. I would be leaning more towards Miss Inez, than like I would go with Miss Inez and Melissa. Definitely wouldn't go with Mr. Morton. I don't know about Mr. Johnson too much because Mr. Johnson lies. I don't know about Mr. Johnson, and damn sure wouldn't go with Ava because Ava's not a good leader. Let's just be real with each other. Ava is not a great leader. So after that, we move over to the bar where Gregory and them was supposed to get there. Actually, they were supposed to go to one place, but it was kind of full, so they had to get a reservation. They had to get put on the list, right? So they went to the bar next door to it. At first, Gregory and Olivia, they were hitting it off with each other, right? So they both got in there and they sat down, but then Gregory noticed Janine and Manny. And I was like, oh. I was like, Miss Olivia, you might want to go ahead and go home, girlfriend, because he is in his feelings about the fact that she's over there with Manny. And they were like, Gregory was like, I'm not Gregory, but Jacob was like, it's not a date, because she would have told me she was on a date with him. And, Olivia was like, well, that is a freakum dress that she got on. And Gregory was like, yeah, look at his beard. That's a date beard. I was like, what is a date beard? But okay. So Gregory, I'm like, oh, so Gregory, you're going to fixate on the fact that Janine is sitting there with Manny. And he was in his feelings. Now, we moving back over to the book club. At the book club, these fools are arguing back and forth with each other. I was like, it's a book. It's not a real life, but okay, I guess. So then Ava split them up. So Ava and Ms. Inez were together. Melissa and Mr. Johnson were together, and then it left Mr. Morton and Barbara with each other. And then they started treating this. It felt like it felt like the Hunger Games at a certain point, because it felt like they were taking that real to life. Because at one point, before they even got there, Ava had let it be known that she had ordered some food on Morton's tab, right? So the food got there, the guy gave it to Morton. So him and Barbara was sitting, right? She was gonna go get them some water. And when she went to go get the water, Melissa was like, absolutely, no, you're not taking this water. So Ava ended up snatching the water and taking it and running back to she and Ms. Inez. And I was like, oh my God, like they are really taking this thing like it is something serious. It was hilarious to me. I promise you guys, I cracked up laughing at this episode because it was super duper, it was funny. It was, like I said, it was a great episode. Sorry, you guys, dropped my dang on phone. But yeah, it was a good episode. So we moved back over to the bar. All right, you guys, my bad. So we moved back over to the bar, and over at the bar, we see Tariq and Erica join. So now Greg was like, so she's on a double date with her friend and her ex. I was like, I doubt she's on a date with Tariq, but okay. And Jacob was thinking the same thing, and he was like, but Tariq is still with that student's mom. And so at one point, Gregory made a whole scene in that bar. And so he went over there where Janine and Manny were. And yeah, Janine and Manny are not on a date. And Eric was like, you thought I was on a date with Tariq? Because Tariq was like, his girl is at home, down in a bottle of Merlot. And Tariq is thinking that the district is paying for this outing. And Manny had to let him know, like, yeah, nah, the district ain't paying for this. Because Tariq's there on PTA business. I was like, okay. Okay, Tariq. I love Tariq, you guys, though. I really do. I like Tariq. So, the reason why Janine and Eric are so dressed up is because they were going to a hookah bar after that, because Janine is there on district business, and so that's really what that is. And I was like, Gregory, you really, really, really just made a whole colossal fool out of yourself, but it was funny to see. It was funny to see. At one point throughout the date, right, even before Gregory even made that whole outburst, he was ignoring the shit out of Erica. Not Erica, but Olivia. Olivia was talking about the fact that she has siblings. He thought that was funny. She's like, you think it's funny that I have siblings? He said it was the way you said it. And so, well, I was like, oh, well, you're going to love the fact that I'm an only child. Because he said he was a triplet, but he absorbed his other two siblings. I was like, that's not funny, but okay. I knock yourself out if that's what you want to tell yourself, right? But eventually, Olivia ended up ending that day. She was like, you know what? This day is over. He was like, can I see you again? She's like, yeah, if you're in a serious emergency. I was like, exactly. So we moved back over to the book club. The book club is, it's not going well because Ava done got the food. And I was like, but the man brought the food to Mr. Morton. And Morton gave the food to Ava. And so Ava took one of the wings out, and she was like, whoever, she was asking them, one of them to come up and kneel and kiss the wing. So Morton was gonna do it, and they was like, have some self-respect, man. And I was like, exactly, Morton. So at one point, Mr. Johnson ended up leaving, and Ava, and Ava and not Ava, but Barbara and Melissa was like, well, we out of here. So Ava was like, yeah, I would be a good leader because look at you two being followers. And they were like, you know what? We gonna stay. So they ended up coming back and sitting down, and they stayed until the next morning when the woman from when the lady from the cafeteria came in to cook the cinnamon things that Ava had mentioned on the PA was back. And so she told them what the true meaning of that book was, and that was really pretty much the end of the episode. We did see at the end of the episode where Jacob and Gregory are supposed to be growing beards, and Gregory, sir, you ain't growing no beard, but Jacob had a beard, but Gregory, you don't have it, my good dude. But that was the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.